Hello, welcome once again to my platform. My name is Tola T, and here I am again to engage you in one of the discussions that I usually pick, depending on my mood or what's happening around the environment. So today, basically, I just want to talk about parenting and how do you ensure that you're being a good parent when you have to do it all alone. Okay, so the bedrock of these conversations really started when I lost my husband over 3 years ago, and I began to experience new things in my life. I thought about sharing it as I figured it could be helpful to other people, or it could be a source of relief to somebody else experiencing it and who thought that they were the only ones experiencing that kind of stuff. So, my take on parenting when you no longer have your husband is that it becomes a little bit more challenging because we have the tendency to want to overcompensate the kids. Depending on the age of the children, that makes a lot of difference. In my case, my kids were a little bit older, so the youngest was 18 at that time. And so the kind of family dynamics and parenting that I had to face was a bit different. So I'm only going to speak on that. I cannot speak on when the kids are younger or even when they're much, much older. So for me, I found that I was allowing a lot of stuff that normally I would not allow. And that's not because I was being a bad parent. It was just that I didn't have so much energy and drive to continue to do what I used to do. I was supposed to be the Hitler, the Thatcher of the family. I don't allow any kind of indiscipline. I was more the disciplinarian parent. I love kids to be structured and to follow the rules and do things according to how they're supposed to be. Don't blame me if I'm like that. I'm old school and that's how I was raised. My husband, on the other hand, was the sweet one, the nice one. Less stressful, less structured, less strict, but still assertive. And when the need arose for him to stand his ground, he would stand his ground and make his intentions known to the kids. So now that there is no balance, in the past they would be like, oh, well, if mom is being too difficult, we'll go to dad. And dad always finds a way to smoothen it over. But now it's just me. And so I find that I don't want to be the mean parent. They already went through so much grief. I don't want to be mean to my kids. I want them to love me. I want to love them. And so in the process, you end up doing too much, allowing them to get away with too much. So what I decided to start doing was to engage the services of my first child, who's much older, in her 30s, and she always seems to be more, objective in her thoughts. When I have things concerning the younger siblings and I ask her opinion, she would always tell me from the view of the child and from the view of an adult. And that has been able to help me in managing a balance. There's not so much you can do with grown kids. They're already set in their ways. And the worst part is they're financially stable. I'm one of the lucky parents that still have grown kids living with me. And I honestly am very grateful to God for that, because God knows I would have been dead, lonely, being in that house by myself. So no matter what they do that I don't like, I usually send it in the group text. I send the message and I'll be like, people trying to make mom pull out her hair. Can we help in this area? Can somebody stop doing this? And they all laugh and chip in and I see changes. So with that being said, I don't know how yours is going in your house, but if it's any different or any harder, please let me know how you're coping. And your advice is well appreciated. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day and God bless.